Counterpunch boxing. Okay, we're back with another one. How you doing out there, YouTube? Okay, look, I'm just gonna. This is just off the top of my head. Okay, hang on. Let me get you guys a little something to look at while we talk. Okay, today. I've heard. It's like every day I wake up and I hear a new, rumor or whatever about Canelo's next opponent. Okay, now let's go back. Let's go back in history a little bit. 2015, Canelo fights Miguel Cotto. Wins the middleweight belt, and we're all excited. All right, yeah, he's gonna fight Golovkin next. You got Oscar up there promising everyone. We're gonna get the Gennady Golovkin Canelo fight. And what does he do? We know he vacates the WBC. Said that he's not going to be pressured by the sanctioning body and blah 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 blah. I mean, why the hell even? Why even go after a belt if you know you're going to vacate it? Okay? I mean, they had to know. They had to know if you win a middleweight belt, you have to know that the middleweight champion in that division is you're eventually going to run into that guy. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, it's just crazy to think that you can just have a belt in a certain division and, just ignore the main guy in that division. I mean, okay, and look, we put out a video not long ago. First of all, what weight division is this guy going to fight? And we don't even know. Is it 154? Is it 160? Is it super middleweight? Is it light heavyweight? Oh my God, who knows, right? Now remember, let me get that off there. Okay, remember, Kirkside was the mandatory for Billy Joe Saunders. Okay, now the sanctioning body basically said, "Nope, no, you're not. We're going to put Canelo in that number one spot. For the number one contender for that particular belt." Sorry, guys, I'm getting messages left and right. I'm back online today. People are blowing me up. Okay, so basically they leapfrog Canelo into the number one spot. And we're thinking, okay, well, maybe he's at 154, and we're trying to figure out, is he going to, maybe fight the Charlo brothers or, J Rock at that time before he got beat by the Charlo brothers. We're thinking maybe a rematch with Irizlandi Lara. We don't know who he's going to fight, right? Then we hear the rumor it's going to be Julio Cesar Chavez, okay? And it's like, what the hell, Julio Cesar Chavez? Like, what are you talking about, right? So here's what I don't understand. He's not talking about fighting at middleweight. He's talking about moving up to the super middleweight, right? To 168 pounds. But then we heard, well, it might be a catch weight, maybe 165. But I don't even think Chavez could make 165, to be honest with you. Uh, so man, I'm trying to figure out who he is going to fight next. I mean, it's crazy. And look, I'm going to put out a video real soon. I have the pictures on a disc, and it would be a lot of trouble to transfer them to a computer and to put them on here. But I spent 4 days with Golden Boy Promotion, Canelo Alvarez, Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins. I mean, the whole crew. And I made some really good friends there. But man, I got an inside look. I mean, just like like an all-access look at Golden Boy Promotion. I mean, I went to dinner with them. We did the open media workout. We even went and traveled around and went to we went to a grocery store, I don't know if you guys have them, but it's like an HEB. It's a grocery store here in Houston. We went there so Canelo could do like a meet and greet. Went to the Hilton Hotel, the Hard Rock Cafe, Minute Maid baseball stadium. I got to travel around with him, and over the course of about 4 days, I really got to know the way they operate. And like I said, I'm going to put out a video about that. And I have probably I don't know, 800-900 pictures over the 4 days, tons of videos. But it's nothing special. The pictures, I mean, it's pretty much, what you can find on Google, right? I mean, Canelo standing around talking to people, signing autographs, that kind of thing. So I don't know if I'm going to waste my time to edit a video and put it all together. I'll probably just tell you about it, because really I don't think the pictures would add much value. But the point I'm getting at, going back, this is during the Canelo Kirkland fight. Okay, Oscar De La Hoya was obsessed with the Manny Pacquiao and the Floyd Mayweather fight, that big mega fight. That's all he talked about. And I had a couple of other videos on my other channel where I did an interview with Oscar De La Hoya. Well, a group of us did an interview with him, and that was one of the questions asked. But, I mean, that's all the guy would talk about. This guy named Tattoo. If you've ever been to a Golden Boy event, you know who Tattoo is. He's like the hype man with the microphone. He's the one, or before a fight, before like Michael Buffer is up there, he's the guy that kind of entertains the crowd. You know, so he's interviewing Oscar De La Hoya, and all he could talk about was Pacquiao Mayweather and the money and how great the fight was and how that was a shameful fight, and we would never do anything like that. We would never let a fight marinate. We would never make the fans wait. We want the best to fight the best and blah blah blah. I mean, he was just going on and on and on about just how wrong it was, that whole situation, how it would just drag on and on and on and on, and then we finally get the fight and it's a complete dud. But he was completely against that way of thinking and that way of doing business, and he promised everyone he would never do that. Canelo will fight the best anytime, any day, anywhere. And then we have the Cotto fight, and everything changed, right? Everything changed. I mean, what? It's like, you guys want to know who he's fighting? You tell me. I don't know. I mean, look, I even heard 2 days ago they're talking about a possible Floyd Mayweather, like Mayweather coming out of retirement as like a surprise fight in 2017. I mean, I've heard David Lemieux, Kell Brook, Curtis Stevens, Willie Monroe Jr. I mean, I've heard so many different opponents, and now Julio Cesar Chavez. Now we know the Alvarez family and the Chavez family. They've had like a lot of beef, man. They've had a lot of bad blood. The Chavez, the brothers actually had a fight already. Alvarez and Chavez brothers had a fight. So, I could see the fight happening. I could, but if Canelo, if he comes in over that middleweight limit, then, that's going to create just more anger and more backlash from the community, because they're going to say, well, if he really needs to acclimate, then, put him in there at middleweight with a David Lemieux. Or a Curtis Stevens, right? Put him in there, or maybe a Gabriel Rosado, one of those kind of guys. If you really want him to acclimate, so and I'm hoping that's what we get. I hope we get just a true blue middleweight fight out of Canelo. And if this dude jumps up, to super middleweight and fights Chavez. I mean, I'm done. I don't even think I'll ever make another video about them. I don't think I'll ever talk about these people again. Well, the only thing I'll do is expose them and just dog on them, because this is, look, I mean, even if you're a Canelo Alvarez fan, and you know what? As a fight fan, I am. I like Canelo. I do. But, but what's going on here? I mean, it's just wrong. I mean, what is so hard as a promoter about saying, okay, here, this is what we're going to do, and here's when we're going to do it, and here's what, here's what we're going to give the fan. I mean, what is so hard about that? There's no need for all this shit. Now, I get it. I know he's trying to protect. This is like look, Canelo is the Mexican Mayweather, and that's not a racist thing. I mean, even Oscar De La Hoya, during the 4-day venture I had with him, he referred to Canelo as the Mexican Mayweather. He wanted to convert him into a global star, right? I mean, that's why, I think they had the Amir Khan fight, because they're trying to market him. I mean, if you know anything about marketing, like Pacquiao, you want him to become a global icon, right? Because if your product can sell all around the globe, it's worth a lot more, right? Right now, Canelo has, pretty much Mexico, the Mexican fans, and, and then, of course, American fans like LA and, places like that, but California, but he wants to make him a global icon, and I think that's why we got that Amir Khan fight. But I mean, speaking of that, that's another insane thing. I mean, you got a guy that at that point had 3 fights at welterweight, which in my opinion is a natural light welterweight, jumping up to defend a fucking middleweight belt at a catchweight. I mean, it's crazy. It's like, what are these guys doing? I mean, is Oscar like on coke again or some shit? Like, I don't get it. I mean, I don't understand. Or do they put out these stories, just to grab headlines, to create drama and draw that attention towards Golden Boy and Canelo? So, I mean, look, if you guys know who he's fighting, please let me know. Right now, if I had to guess, I mean, if I had to just, put a real guess, I would say it'll be a bullshit fight at middleweight. Maybe, I don't know, man. Maybe like a Curtis Stevens. I mean, whoever the easiest middleweight is out there, or it'll be some crazy thing like a Julio Cesar Chavez, So Junior Chavez Junior. So that's what I would guess if I had to. So I don't know, guys. I mean, you tell me what you think. I mean, right now, I know I'm all over the place, but damn, it's just like so many people are asking me like, what's going on with Canelo? Give me a Canelo update, and I can't. I mean, because every day something different comes out about the guy, and you know. And I've heard a lot of comparisons to Chavez Jr. and Sergio Martinez. You got to remember when Sergio Martinez fought Chavez Jr. and what I'm trying to get at, excuse me, is I give, believe it or not, I give Chavez a chance, just because he's bigger, stronger, that kind of thing. And people compare. I heard a lot of comparison to Martinez and Canelo. They're comparing Saul Canelo Alvarez to Sergio Martinez. Saying, well, look what Martinez did to Chavez, so Canelo can do. I'm saying, no, wait a minute. First of all, you got to remember. What's his name? Sergio Martinez. He was a soccer player. He's southpaw. At that time, I think he was like 39 or 40 years old during that fight. I mean, there's no comparison at all. And the reason I bring it up, I just got into an argument with a guy about it who was saying, tried telling me that Sergio Martinez and Canelo Alvarez are pretty much the same type of fighters. I'm like, they're the complete opposite. What are you talking about? I mean, Martinez is like, fleet-footed, light on his feet, keeps his hands down. He's a southpaw. He's a counterpuncher. I mean, they are completely different fighters. So, but anyway, guys, what do you think, man? Who the hell is this guy going to fight? And tell me if you want me to, to put out that video. I'm probably going to do it anyway because, like I said, there's no other channel out there that can give you, that information. I mean, it's a part of boxing history, so I really want to get it out there. I'm a big boxing history buff, and I feel like, when you're a reporter and you go to these events, I mean, you are recording history, right? I mean, you go back and think about all the historic things in boxing. If you didn't have a reporter there or a camera there, we wouldn't know about it, So these are things I like to put out there. Now, they're breadcrumbs in history. They're not, big, major things, but that's why I feel obligated and I feel the need to share my story with you. And it's a cool story, too. Like I said, I can tell you things about Golden Boy Promotion you have never ever heard. I mean, this is like one-on-one shit. Me sitting there at Hard Rock Cafe, talking to Oscar De La Hoya, talking to Jojo Diaz, talking to Canelo Alvarez, well, trying to talk to Canelo, he can't speak English, talking to all these people at Golden Boy Promotion. And, when the cameras are turned off, when no one's listening, it's like being a fly on the wall. I was able to sit there and listen to what they talk about and what they plan on doing. And, like I said, this is back during Canelo Kirkland, so, Golovkin wasn't even brought up, I don't think. It was mainly, Oscar De La Hoya focusing on a mega fight like Pacquiao Mayweather. So anyway, guys, look, the channel is growing tremendously. Now, here's your chance. Look, if there's a ton of bullshit channels out there on YouTube. If you want, here's your chance right here. I mean, let's make this channel big. And it's not about money. Trust me, you don't make shit on YouTube. It's not even worth it. I mean, it's like less than minimum wage, okay? The money, I put more money into it than I get out of it. I mean, the cost of the devices, the traveling, the Wi-Fi, and just my time. I mean, the time alone that goes into these videos. I mean, it's hours and hours of research, and especially in January when we launch the real edited videos. Like I said, we're going to put out professional looking, good quality videos. Right now, we're building up the channel. We need a foundation first, and we have it, and here's another thing. I don't even know how many subscribers we have. I got to get in there and look. I mean, I think we maybe have around 1,000. I don't even know, to be honest with you, because I don't care about that kind of thing. And if I've made any money, I don't know that either. I haven't even gone into my analytics or, my dashboard and looked because I don't care about that. That's not my goal. Any money made on this channel will go right back into the channel for you guys. Like, it'll be to cover a fight. It'll be for equipment, to give you a better video or better, a better microphone, that kind of thing. I'm not going to pay a damn light bill or a car note. I make plenty of money. I don't need money. I don't need YouTube money. That's the difference between me and a lot of these guys out there. I own my own business. I make a lot of money. I don't need YouTube, okay? So my point is, let's make it a big channel. Here is your chance. I mean, you don't like the Deontay Boxing Nation, you don't like 78 Sports, you don't like all the bullshit channels out there, or the people trying to leech off of boxing, people that their sole purpose of their YouTube channel is to make money. That is it. They have like a bullshit. I just went over to a channel and watched the video, and it was like an 8-minute video, 8-minute video, and the guy had like 4 ads in it. And it was the dumbest video. He's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, it was terrible. And he had 4 commercial breaks in an 8-minute video. And here's my thing to all the YouTubers out there. I mean, if your title or if your video doesn't offer any more information than your title, don't post the damn video. You're just cluttering up YouTube. Like what was it? Canelo call or something like Canelo calls out Triple G and or says he's training hard to to annihilate his next opponent. Basically, the title says something about how Canelo was like in training again to annihilate and make a statement, right? So you click on the video and the guy says, "Well, Canelo's training hard to annihilate his next opponent," and that's about it. And then he goes babbling on about how great his channel is and how people are emotional and a bunch of biased, emotional YouTubers and trolls, and like I said, he repeated his title and then went on to insult everyone watching his videos, and then at the end, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It's just like, what the hell? I mean, this is fucking garbage channels out there. I don't understand it. Like I said, this is our chance. You want a good boxing channel? Here it is, and I will be more than happy, to support the other channel, because there are some good channels out there. I mean, there's a lot of guys that I'm going to make a video and I'm going to tell you my top 5 YouTube channels, because there's a few of them out there that are really good. And a lot of guys leave comments in the comment section, and they have their own channels, and I like them. They're very good. And I don't want to give names right now without their permission, but but anyway, guys, I'm not trying to babble. I'm just saying, let's make this a good channel. I have no ulterior motive. I don't give a damn about the money or the popularity or whatever. I don't need it. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for boxing, and I'm doing it because it's my passion. And that's my motive. So anyway, Counterpunch Boxing, we are out.